So, this video will be a little different from the others, because in this video I want to talk about something that I learned to love deeply. I'm talking about this masterpiece here, Faroff, a beautiful beer comic that takes place in the middle of a war of two countries. And two swords, so these respective countries will find themselves to guard a wall that divided the two. But after some events, the two end up meet each other and then eventually fall for each other. One more than the other, if you know what I mean. Sorry, but I love this too so much. Anyway, I want to talk about it, but I didn't know how yet. At first, I thought to dub it myself, since no one had done it yet. But I realized I don't have enough skills for doing that yet, since there are people more capable than me for doing that. So I put the project on hold for a while, thinking on how I could do it. Then I realized, what do I do it in summary version? And bam, from there I had a lot of ideas on how to do it. So instead of Il Trono del Mori and Gingerbread, two Italian YouTubers who makes summaries of the things they like that are really respect for the works they do, I will do the summary of this beautiful comic for making no more. Probably I will not be funny like they are while doing their summary, but I will try anyway. Of course, before I start, I let you know that I will do some spoiler of it. So if you want to see the comic first, I suggest you to go to the page of Lemon Rock and on Webtoon and read it. But okay then, let's enough talk and let's start this for real. Episode 1, Arrival Part 1. As the first scene, we saw a map with the two warring countries, Sona and Villain. Both are separated by a long high wall, like the Great Wall of China, but smaller. Down here there is another country called Condensa, but I don't think it's involved in the war. But if I'm not mistaken, I think it's mentioned in other episodes, so I wanted to mention it anyway. Then we saw a red circle up above the map, the focus of our main story, where our main characters will meet and will do stuff and chaos. Then let's meet one of them now. We have Fenwell. Hi, love. Beautiful as ever, I see. And the Caporal Cecil Greeley, the superior of Fen. For now, he will only be a side character of the story. Like many others we'll see in the future that I will not tell now because otherwise it will be spoiler. But soon I think we'll have a big role in it. Even because I arrived at the episode 100 and oh my god, the anxiety there. But you will see when I arrive there. No spoiler yet. But if you read it, you know what I'm talking about. Sir, forget for the question, but are you sure this is the right way? Listen, kid, as the freaking caporal, it's not the first time I came here. I know how to do my job. Alright, sorry, sir. Okay, no, it doesn't answer me like that, but more or less. Beautiful shot of the location of where they are. I mean, look at this. This one of the reason I love Webtoon. So freaking cool. And we find out that the location where they are is called Faroff. That's why the name of the comic. Love it. Right there we see Finn looking at the wall and oh my god, he was so thin before. Sorry, just I'm so used to Buffen that I forgot how he was look like when the first time he got there. I mean, only I see the difference. I mean, Leonard himself said that she improved himself on drawing muscles for him. But I like to think that he trained so hard in the months he stayed there that he built up muscles on his own. I mean, it's probably just my canon, but I like to think that. Anyway, back to the comic. Fanny's looking at the wall of the border, and wow, it's very imponent for being a wall. Whoa, so this is a great wall. Oi, what are you standing there for? Move your butt here that I have other stuff to do. Ah, yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Anyway, what was your name again, kid? Third class private fan well, sir. Too long. I'll keep calling you kid. Soon Grilly started to explain to Fan the basics for his role, like the little station that he had to go for guard the wall, a little cottage where he would sleep, eat, and all the stuff, and of course the wall where there is the enemy on the other side. And also Fan himself asked that, almost naively if I may say so. But it's almost excused at the sites I remember he's only 22 years old, and Greenlee is 34, so it stands to reasons that Fan has less experience than him. In fact, Greenlee's know it too and answer him calmly, telling him to watch the gate and guard the wall, since that was the duty that he was assigned to. Fan looked around for a moment. Sir, no one else is around. Yeah, so? May I ask why? You're a smart kid. You can figure out on your own. I had to guard the wall by my own? Yep, no one else is needed for this anyway. Okay, but what if someone wants to cross? Grindy looked at him in silence for a moment, and burst out laughing in his face. And Fan is roughly shocked by this and doesn't understand why. I mean, put yourself on his shoes. You just become a soldier and you are about to start your first duty. You ask something to your superior that for you is a legit question to ask. And this one just laughed at your face for no reason. Luckily Green is not an ass, so he explained Fan that no one has crossed the wall since the war started, so you have no reason to worry about. And Fan pointed out that it passed 30 years since then. And I was like, 30 years of war and no winners yet? That's kinda strange. The couple justified himself by saying that these were the orders, and that if he didn't like them, he should talk to the general about it. Before leaving, he mentioned that there was an enemy guard on the other side of the wall, and knowing this, to be careful with them. I mean, we have to see in what way, but you know. And of course, as a good soldier, Fan said yes. Well, that's everything. I'll leave now. Wait, sir, I have one more question. Ah, for God's sake. What is it? How should I report my duties? Do I look like an instruction manual? Figure out by yourself, kid. The couple said they will be back in a month with the supplies and mail. Fan remained shocked by this and was about to ask something else. But the couple didn't let him, and he just drove away, leaving there a poor rookie soldier not knowing what to do there all alone for who knows how long. Arrival Part 2. We see a nervous Fan still standing there, twisting around the ring on his hand. That we will see more in future episodes, since this ring is very important to Fan. After calming himself down, he goes in soldier mode and is ready to protect the wall. But then a noise catches his attention, and Fan shit himself with fear. On the other hand, you can't blame him for it. He's alone, in a place where there shouldn't be anyone, and he hears a noise. I too would be scared with it. It's not an horror movie after all. But being a soldier, he decided to use his rifle to face the threat. But surprise, surprise, it's not a threat at all. It's in fact a cute kitty. Hi, little lady. Fan wonder what this cat is doing there. The two look at each other for a while, and Fan tries to shoo away the cat and tries to go on his way, but the cat follows him anyway. While Fan is trying to think on what to do, he realizes the cat is following him, probably because she's angry or something. But Fan seems not to liking it, saying that there are not enough food for himself and the cat, and tries to show her away again. But of course she persists, and tries to win him by being cute. And to be honest, as a cat lover, I would have taken right there without a second thought. And even Fan is thinking about it, but is still holding back. So the cat uses her weapon using the big eyes. Basically the same technique that Puss in Boots used. And for me it will work. I mean, come on, how you can say no to this cute face? And in fact also Fan in the end gave up and decided to feed her. And is convinced that this will only be one time, while the two walk to the cottage. And yeah, this was the first episode. And yes, I call episode because in Webtoon they are called that non-chapters, if I remember right. So yeah. So from now on, when I will do the next parts, I will call them episodes and not chapters. Hope it will not be confusing, since they're not really episodes, but only parts of the comics. But yeah, this was the arrival of Fan in Faroff. Soon we'll see also the second character of this comic, the love interest of Fan, if we can say so. But it will take a while for him to accept that. And he still is right now not to accept that. But you will see later what I mean. So for now, I'll see you at the next episode.